When people ask me about, what was Ed like at school, that's what I remember is the concerts and things that he did.
Ed Sheeran, one of the biggest superstars in music right now. He's won 3 Brit Awards, 4 Grammys, and had all 16 hits in the top 20 from his new album, the first to do so in the UK. But despite all this, he's never forgotten where his roots are and the journey that led him to where he is. This is Ed Sheeran, Castle on the Hill.
I mean, it's incredible to think that someone that was in this room is now a megastar. It's just incredible, really.
Unless you're an avid fan of Country Life magazine from 2006, there's every chance, then you probably won't have heard of Framlingham before Ed Sheeran burst onto the scene, and even then, you may not have heard of it. A small town in the east of England, Framlingham is the place where Ed Sheeran grew up, and where a lot of his music is based around. Being so grounded to the Suffolk town, he often returns home, and his arrival is always welcomed by the locals.
He still comes back to Framlingham, and you would still see him out and about in the town and all that sort of thing. He's still very sort of grounded and down to earth.
What's so nice is when I do bump into him, whether it just be around Fram, whatever, he will just sit and have a chat and be just as friendly as any of my other year group that I might bump into. So yeah, I think that's amazing, really.
Speaking to people who knew the man personally, we take a look at what Ed was like as a youngster and how much the town of Framlingham means to him. What you may be wondering, what was Ed like as a teenager and what's he like now?
Quite chilled out, down to earth, just a nice, friendly sort of person. He's very true to himself, I think, and kind of is and was as he appears to be now.
Obviously he was very talented, but he could be a bit naughty sometimes as well, particularly when he was lower down in the school. But when he was doing GCSE and A-level, obviously it was a subject that he loved, and he really enjoyed it. He didn't particularly enjoy, I don't think, studying many of the classical set works in great depth, but obviously the composition side of things was something that he really enjoyed and excelled at, and yeah.
Very humble. He was very surprisingly grateful that we were doing the video for him, thanking us for doing the video, which we were obviously we were very grateful for him choosing us and coming back to the local sort of area to find people. So yeah, that was quite surreal. Also, he was just a laugh, acted like as sort of a mate more than sort of a boss.
Thomas Mills High School, Ed's old school, has often been praised locally for its music department, and for good reason, as they have had one of the biggest stars grow up through the years studying music at different levels. Ed has often said that his old music teacher Richard Hanley was the man behind his success.
Well, I think it's very kind of him to say that, really, and I've always said in interviews that I've given before that it's nothing to do with me, really. I think what we tried to do, and the way that we helped him, was that we tried to make sure that he had plenty of opportunity to perform. He had time off school as well to go and do gigs, and he visited another guitarist to have extended lessons for a period of time, particularly when he's in the sixth form. So we were very flexible in giving him the time to develop and all that sort of thing, and just giving him the opportunities to compose and do his thing, really.
Someday you'll find me just mooning up on the phone.
Up on the phone?
Up on the phone. Oh, I'll still keep on striking poses till my cheeks.
Before his fame, Ed liked to get involved in school plays, playing Roger in this production of Grease.
I think in the art school archives I've got some photographs of him in our production of Grease, and also The Sound of Music as well. So it's quite interesting to get those out every so often and see him there.
At your front door.
And my front door.
At your front door. Oh, every day at school I watch ya, always will until I got ya, mooning too. And there's a moon out tonight.
What's that name on the radio? Why do I start swaying to and fro?
Not sure how well he took the whole not laughing while acting rule though.
Why did I wait for you down at the station wagon?
I came to collect some leaves for biology.
Oh yeah? I know a really good place over by the drainage canal. Come on, I'll show you. Those ain't leaves, they're used for balloons.
As well as this, he was involved in the magnificent rendition of There's a Hole in My Bucket. Wow, amazing. Ed has given old clothes to charity shops, plaques of songs and discs to various places he likes around the area, and goes to local championship side Ipswich Town matches when he can, posting pictures on Instagram of both him wearing the club's shirt and a photo with some friends from school. Ed is an ambassador for the charity Each, the East Anglians Children's Hospice, and regularly donates to the charity and performed at a gig in aid of the cause 2 years ago.
I do think especially the castle was a big attraction around that sort of time. I was helping out in the charity shop sell because his mum was making handmade jewellery that she was selling in the charity shop, so I was helping sell that, and there were a lot of people coming for photos and for the jewellery, and then a lot of them were going on to see the castle from all over the place, so I definitely think it had an effect on the local sort of tourism.
Ed has become famous for a specific technique in making his music.
He had just bought, what they're called, there's the loop pedal things that sort of presses with his feet. Yeah, he just bought one of those, and he bought it to do the concert, and he was just stood there with his guitar just playing around with this thing, and we didn't really know what was going on at the time, but you know, now the fact that he's used things like that on stages as well now, yeah, you kind of look back and think, oh yeah, I remember him trying that out for the first time.
He certainly did the looping that he's famous for at Christmas concerts and at other events in school as well.
To me, he will always be Ed from school, and I suppose I can't really disconnect from that all the time. So you see him on these programmes and you're just, it's just Ed. And yeah, it is incredible. When you think about it, what he's actually accomplished is just amazing. But he will always be Ed in my ear from school, who's just a nice, friendly guy. So yeah.